Matt Lenihan, Boxing Social in association with William Hill, Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined by Roy Jones Jr. Roy, first off, let's talk about Archie Sharp tonight. Good performance. How do you rate his show tonight and the skills that he put on?
I thought he had a great show tonight. You know, he had a lot of pressure on him. He had his birthday today. Had a little bit of tweak in his shoulder, so that we've been dealing with. Had a few issues, but it makes no excuses because the opponent was a very good opponent. He came to fight as well, so I thought Archie did very good.
So did he come into this with a problem with his shoulder?
Yeah, without a question. He came in with a problem in the shoulder, yes.
Was there any sort of doubt whether this fight would go ahead? Was there any thought of maybe postponing or taking the time off? I know it's sometimes a lot of hard work lost, but was that ever in consideration?
No, we never considered turning the fight off because he'd been out 10 months. We need to fight in the way the kid came in, even overweight. But we still said, you know, we need to fight. This is our first fight together. We got to advance, so we took it in a way and we kept going.
How have you been impressed with his skills and how he's adapted to your way of working? We've seen you work with Smith-Eubank Jr. and you've always said, look, if people are willing to listen and to what I've done and what you've done in the game, what everyone knows, then you'll give them time. How has he developed under you, and are you pleased with how he's doing at this point?
I'm very pleased with how he's doing at this point. If you notice tonight, he used his feints very good. He landed a lot of pop shots, which is what my whole idea was for the southpaw fighter. Don't get it wrong. When a fighter sees me in the opposite corner, he also raises his game because he wants to impress me too. So this kid came and brought his A game tonight. He didn't bring the same game he brings against everybody else. And Archie still pretty much dominated him at least 8-2. You know what I'm saying? It could have been 9-0, but at least 8-2. You feel me? So for me, it don't get no better than that.
And credit to him as well, because he didn't make no excuses. He's come in here and put a performance on with a bad shoulder, which obviously he's getting tended to now. Does that say a lot about him, the fact that he went through all that and he still managed to get the victory?
It says a lot about his personality, and it says a lot about the character that he possesses. He's a very good fighter, a very strong-minded fighter, and he wants to learn. When a person wants to learn, I give everything.
How much of a motivation is that for you when you're having a fighter like that working under you who's willing to give everything? Does they manage to get them more out of you, and you're willing then to give that bit more?
It makes me give every ounce that I can give, and it makes me proud to be able to be a coach. You understand? Because these guys want to learn. They don't get no better than that. When guys want to learn, that's the best thing you can have. A student that wants to learn is the best thing you can have.
Now, nothing will ever replace the buzz of being in the ring like yourself and winning, but does this come close, seeing a fighter who you're taking under your wing, your tutelage, who you're trying to teach and, you know, tweak a little bit? Does that give you a lot of satisfaction when he gets his hand raised and you're stood by the ring?
Gives me a whole lot of satisfaction. More satisfaction than it does even when I do it myself.
Really?
Yes, because when I do it, I'm in control. When they do it, I'm not in control. They're doing it off of what I give them. Yeah. So now they doing it secondhand because they're doing what I give them, but they got to execute it. I can't. So I get more satisfaction out of watching them do what I teach them than I do out of me doing.
Do you believe now he's ready for world level? He's gone through a lot of tough components. He's still undefeated. He's had a lot of fights. Think he's there? You think one or two more?
I think one or two more just to make sure we get our groove together. You know what I'm saying? Once we get our groove together, we're ready to go.
Now, I saw you were out a couple of weeks ago, not even that long ago. You did your thing again. You're always out and about, whether it be an exhibition with Mike Tyson or doing things. Is it a case of you're just going to show that age is not a number and keep doing these things just to stay in shape and keep active? Because you still enjoy it, don't you? You still enjoy it.
I still enjoy it. I still thought I won the fight on April 1st. I think it gave me April Fool. But at the same time, I really wanted to do two things. I wanted to go through the experience of water loading, and I want to go through the experience of doing a salt bath, because this is what guys are doing nowadays to lose weight. And it's much more efficient than the way we used to lose weight back in the day. So I wanted to learn that because after the Eubank-Smith fight, I was kind of disturbed that Eubank went through the salt bath and the water load, and I didn't quite understand it. So I couldn't really help him through it. So I said, you know what? If you get an opportunity now, you go do it yourself. You figure out how it goes. Now you don't have to listen to what nobody else tell you. You know how to do it. So now I know how to do it. It makes me a better coach.
And how did you find it, as in making weight that way? Because, like you said, you've been doing this for so long, so how did you find it?
So much easier, so much more efficient. I mean, I was blown away. I was blown away, completely blown away. I'm glad I didn't know this in my heyday. I might have killed somebody. So that would have been completely dangerous for me to have that much energy at 25 years old.
You mentioned Smith-Eubank Jr. Any more word about his rematch potentially with Liam Smith? Is it going to happen? You still working with Chris?
Yeah, I'm still working with Chris. He texted me the other day and said he thinks it's happening in June. Since I've been here, I've heard word that it may happen mid-June. So we're going to see what happens.
How confident are you that he can turn around the fortunes of the previous fight. He didn't look his whole self in there, but I have to say, with the things obviously went on outside the ring with losing a family member and stuff, do you think you'll be able to get the best out of him for this fight and turn the result around?
I think so. He had a lot of pressure on him last time with the losing a family member, with the losing the fight against Conor Ben. He just had a whole lot on him. You know what I mean? It was very hard for him not to kind of take that fight a little lightly because he had been through so much. You understand me? This time he can come back, get himself back right, and see if he can right the ship. I think he rights the ship, but don't take it from Liam Smith. Liam Smith fought a hell of a fight, and Liam Smith is a great fighter.
Absolutely. Just quickly as well, you're fine. We'll grab you. We're going to grab you after. Just a quick word on the heavyweight division at the minute. We're not seeing a lot of good fights get made. There's one tomorrow night in Joe Joyce. What's going on in the heavyweight division? Why is nobody fighting each other? And are you getting sick and tired of thinking, why do all these guys not get in the ring?
No, I'm really not mad about the heavyweight division because the only fight that's not happening that we really want to see is Usyk and Fury. But the whole thing about that is that's a boxing match. That's two boxers who probably nobody going to really engage. They're both going to circle around the ring, and that may turn out not to be the fight that we want to see. I said this last year. I said I don't think necessarily the world want to see that fight right now because the heavyweight division has been giving us too many really good fights. Yeah. Let's keep it like that. So let's leave. We got two boxers as champions in the heavyweight division now. Let's keep the two boxers as champions. Let's let them fight everybody else first. When there ain't nobody else to fight, then they fight each other because they ain't got nothing else to do. But right now, Usyk and Wilder is a good fight right now.
Who wins that fight?
I don't know. I think Usyk, but it's still a good fight right now. If he can take Wilder punch, Usyk wins the fight, but it's a great fight right now. We haven't seen that yet. That's a great fight right now. Joshua and Fury is a great fight right now. I mean, those are great fights that we know going to be great fights. Those are action-packed fights right now. We know both those fights going to be action-packed. Usyk and Fury, that's not going to be action-packed fight. That's two boxers, two technical guys. We're going to hurt the heavyweight division making that fight right now. That's just not the fight to make right now.
Fair assessment, right? And just one more from me. Next week, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, one hell of a fight. A fight that I think the sport wanted. Two networks coming together. We've seen it before. When it's a big enough fight, everyone will make the fight happen. What do you think happens? Gervonta Davis goes into this with that reputation of a killer in the ring. Ryan Garcia, reach tall. This is his biggest test. Who do you think wins?
I don't know who wins, but it's going to be a great fight, and my hat goes off to both guys for taking the fight. If Ryan can get ahead of the fight and get control early and cause enough damage on Tank early, he may have a chance. That's his best chance to win the fight. If Tank can go out and push Ryan and don't get cut up early and make it go deep into the fight, he got the best chance to win the fight. So it's like both of them have their ways to win it, and both of them are capable of doing what's necessary to win it. So I'm not picking a winner, but I love both fighters, and I'm glad they're finally fighting. And I'll tell you what else I'm glad. I'm also glad that Devin Haney is also fighting Lomachenko. That's a hell of a fight. There's two great fighters getting in the ring to make it happen. I love it. Shakur Stevenson calling out people. Listen, bro, now we're getting back to what boxing's supposed to be. Now we get back to the legacy that I tried to lead, where the best fight the best to find out who's really the best. It ain't about talking about it, it's about showing it, and I love that.
I think that's the perfect way to sign off. Look, Roy Jones Jr., thanks for talking to Boxing Social. We'll catch up at the next fight week.
Thank you, my brother.
Appreciate it.